You know what I'd do to you? I'd
Oh,
figure out like all your routes and stuff, and then I'll pull up into your passenger side window and I'll close the side window so you can't see out the rest. So you have to get out of your car and open your window.
that's a good counterattack.
And I'll keep doing it just randomly, just closing it right away.
That's a good counter. At that point, then I'm gonna have to make a button that attaches to the door. So when you get close, I hit the button, and the door opens up, and you get smashed. Just fucking driving. And yo, because she skipped me once, and I feel so shaded by it that I'm gonna.
You see that he had to rethink how he was putting those on.
No. What in the fuck are you? What?
Excuse me?
God.
Is this
Is it
Psycho
like some
Man?
Dr. Disrespect glasses?
He looks like Dwight Schrute when Dwight Schrute is dressed as his Earth Day like super villain superhero thing from The Office. Remember that he just keeps getting more and more ridiculous, his Earth Day thing with Cyclone or something like that.
What's up, guys?
What's up, David? What the fuck is going
How's it
on
going?
here?
Nothing.
Those glasses look like he's about to snap into a Slim Jim.
Somebody told me they don't like bikes.
Who told you that though?
I heard. I don't know. I heard in these biking streets, I heard that there's some cagers, specifically, some motorists, some combustible engine bros, some dinosaurs, fossil users. You know, you guys love the dinosaurs. You're all about the Bronchiosauruses, the T-Rex, tiny arms.
I'm wondering if this is a shot at Adam.
Listen,
Adam was saying like the dinosaurs. You know, remember like he was like, "Oh, dinosaurs," or whatever.
There's something I gotta tell you.
Who, me?
I gotta take my gloves off first.
Psycho Man wants to come at me. Okay.
Oh my God, he's got fingerless gloves under the glove.
What
That was unexpected.
You, my friend, I got something to tell you, but I gotta take my sunglasses off first.
Okay. Oh my God! You don't wear.
All right. These are my nighttime cycling glasses, so that I don't get anything in my eyes when I'm on nighttime and I could see.
Like a bug?
But I want to put my cool glasses back on.
Macho Man Randy Savage glasses?
Anyways. So yeah. I just came here, Tour de France, and I wanted to come here and I wanted to inform people. I want to be informative. I want to show love, the love of cycling to other people, because it's not I want to know, why are you so mad at me?
Who's you?
I think he's talking to Tony. That would be my assumption. Is he's talking to the man
me?
up there?
Yes. The theoretical cager?
Yeah, theoretical caging. Let's just talk hypotheticals, huh? I'm on the road, bam, dun, dun, doing my doughy thing, riding my bike, listening to horrible rap music. Bam, Tony behind me. He's trying to go to where he's going to, right? All right, Tony, what would you do if you saw me taking up your road?
I would probably like kind of beep at you so I can go around you and go about my business.
Cool. That sounds right. That sounds like the right thing to do, right?
But I would honk to get you the fuck out of my way so I could carry on with my life.
But what if I'm an unexperienced rider? What if I'm like a novice and I kind of don't know what the fuck I'm doing? Maybe I don't get out of the way fast enough.
I would continue to beep.
Yeah?
Yeah. I mean, what do you want? You want me to bump you?
What kind of beep are we talking about here, Tony? Are we talking about the long, obnoxious?
I'll be like the first beep. I'll be like beep beep.
It'd be a nice beep.
We're talking a little like the boop. Just the.
And then if you're just being a dick, and if you're not out of the way by then, I'm gonna just swerve over to I'm gonna do some illegal shit. Get on the other lane a little bit and fucking get in front of you and go about my day. But as I'm looking, I'm gonna look at you so you can look at me while I'm looking at you, and I can be like, fucking dick. And I'll just go about my day.
Yeah. I think the third beep is the real angry one. I think the first one you hit him with like a beep, and then it's like a beep beep.
Mhm.
Third one, it's dee, like move out the motherfucking way, like, and then yeah, like Tony said, like if they're not catching a clue, because like you said, they're novices, and obviously you're gonna have to go around whenever it's safe. But ideally, they just move their ass in the bike lane.
Yeah, if there's a bike lane, you need to be in your bike lane. Don't be in the middle of the road.
That's fair
Toward
enough.
the France bike lane, though.
Yeah.
Well, I would say that while that is true, sometimes the bike lane has obstructions in it that prevent you from cycling safely in the bike lane.
Okay, then that's fine. Then
parked
get on the road and then
cars.
get the fuck out.
Yeah, I saw that fucking idiot that you linked.
The Casey
he
Neistat.
just fucking ran into like roadblock signs and barriers. I'm like I guess you're proving a point, but like, come on.
Also,
What about what?
Why the fuck do you have 2 pairs of gloves on?
Because I have to deal with people like you, and sometimes you got to take your big boy gloves off, and you got to have your small gloves on underneath. Because there might be a moment where you need to cycle.
Wait. So
in these moments,
so the full finger gloves, your big boy gloves, are the fingerless ones your small boy gloves?
big boy gloves.
But you don't wear both of them.
He deals with a little motherfucker like Tony. He uses his little boy gloves.
You don't.
He deals with big boys, and he got to have the big boy.
Got to put them back on. Hold on, you got to be like, hold on.
I got a big boy. Hold on.
You don't wear both of them though, right? At the same time.
In the winter, yeah, of course, because it's brick.
Okay,
Makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
all right. I'm just
All right.
making
So
sure.
what about me? I'm with you at a red light, right? I do my little thing. I go around the cars to the front of the line, and I look both ways. No cars coming, and then I go,
At a
and
red
it's still a red light, and it's still a red light.
To me,
How
you're
would
a
you?
dick.
How would you feel?
I'll be like, look at this dick.
Would you consider that eating a red light?
Yes,
Would you consider that running a red light?
yes, both.
What if I were to tell you that that is neither?
Is that a law?
No, it's not a. It's not.
Sorry,
A,
what do you mean it's not eating or running? Because to
It's
everyone on
called-
planet Earth, to eat and run a red light is to enter the intersection while the light is red.
it is called a rolling stop. It is
What's
something
that?
that a lot of bicycles do. It is called a rolling stop, and or if the law applies in your state or not, you have the Idaho stop. So the Idaho stop says treat red lights like yields. You yield for cars, pedestrians. If you're not gonna hit anyone, and you can cross. And it depends on how big the lanes are and stuff like that. Obviously, you don't want a cyclist riding bike on the highway. Doesn't make sense. It's too fast. But on these main roadways, cyclists can be there.
All right.
So when I do my
hold on, Doughy. I'm sorry. I just did this thing. Remember I told you earlier? I paint these images in my head while someone is talking. So I picture myself loaded up with a paintball gun and the biker doesn't move. I just start blasting him with the paintball gun. And just fucking, because I'm not killing you, but I'm getting you the fuck out of my way. That's what that shit made me laugh. I'm sorry. Go back. Continue on. I want to do that now. I want to do that.
Don't ever tell me that there isn't some sort of biker resentment here. All right, I just wanted to point that out. Okay,
I want to point out when you use things like y'all or here, the implication is that there's a body of people that feel this way. I'm not thinking of shooting anybody with a paintball gun, let alone cyclists. So you're talking to Tony about that. That's you and Tony. Don't bring any of that bullshit into my life.
Mind you, not all cyclists, just Doughboy. Not all.
I would like to break the fourth wall a bit here and take y'all back to, I think it was Thursday, and I was working out like a good boy. I was getting my lift in and the phone started going off. So I popped the conversation on a mute, and then I finished my workout and I came back to my phone an hour and a half later and there were 250 fucking messages about this stupid bike conversation in the chat.
I don't know. What my problem is, right, when it comes to the bikers or the biker elites or whatever, right? It's like, yo, if there's a bike lane on the road, use your bike lane. And I get it. If you're in a big pack, and there's no cars, sure, you guys want to ride together side by side. Cool, I get that. But if you know a car's coming, just get out of the way, get back in your bike lane, and let us pass by. If you're gonna be a dick and not move, yeah, I'm gonna beep. I'm gonna continue to beep until you move. And then if I have to break the law and go on the wrong side of the road to get around you, you're a fucking dick at the end of the day. And at that point, I wish I had a truck that had a big ass exhaust. So when I hit the fucking gas, the black smoke of death comes out of the exhaust and smacks the fucking bikers. Like, because you're being a dick by not moving over. You get a kind beep, just move over. Like, I don't care if you want to bike with your friends side by side. That's cool. That's dope. But the main road is for us when you have your bike lane. Like, just stay on your side so we can continue to move on. And we're being nice and you're being a dick, I'm gonna hit you with the black smoke of death. Or if you're doughboy and I know you, I'm gonna hit you with my paintball gun. Pow, 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 and get you out of my fucking way. That's just me. But continue
black
on.
Smoke of death.
I'm gonna have stickers. I'm just gonna put stickers on your car. That's what I'll do. I'll just leave a sticker.
Just vandalize my shit.
I'm a real jerk.
Whatever.
I burn fossil fuels.
So all right. So when I get an electric car, what are you gonna say then?
Electric car, I'd be very happy for you.
Are you gonna still get out of my way?
Probably not.
Oh,
let's be honest.
I'm gonna get you a sticker. Be like, you fucking bicyclist.
Where are you gonna put that sticker that it's gonna be?
No, I'm gonna have a pole. I'm gonna have a pole. Long pole. I'm gonna stick it out the passenger window, and as I ride by, I'm gonna smack that shit in the back. Bow!
Tony's trying to do some Mad Max shit. He's gonna fucking fuck Doughboy up from outside. He's shooting him with a gun, smacking him with a pole, hitting him with the smog. It's got a lot of tactics for these cyclists.
Boy, you're lucky you don't live in Florida and you're cycling. Because if I knew you was out there in the street cycling, I would follow you and see where you're at, and I would fuck with you on purpose in somebody else's car, not in my car. And I would make sure you always have a story. Yo, some piece of shit smacked me in the back of the head with water, and they drove by. I'll be like, damn, really though? And it'll be me the whole fucking time.
You know what I do? You know what I do to you? I'd figure out like all your routes and stuff, and then I'll pull up into your passenger side window and I'll close the side window so you can't see out the rest. So you have to get out of your car and open your window.
That's a good counterattack.
I'll keep doing it just randomly, just closing it.
That's a good counter. At that point, then I'm gonna have to make a button that attaches to the door. So when you get close, I hit the button, and the door opens up, and you get smacked. Just fucking
Yo, getting doored is every cyclist's nightmare. It's like, my cousin got doored by the Pepsi truck. All right, the big, gigantic, heavy door. He was going down the hill on 145th, and he was next to the cars. That's why you can't go all the way to the right sometimes, because you don't ever know who's gonna open their door, what's gonna happen. So the Pepsi guy was parked on the side. He opened his door. My cousin's entire body went straight into the door. He said the guy could not close his door.
God damn.
The door was bent open like all the way. My cousin was laying there hurt, and that guy got the fuck up out of there.
That's fucked up.
He left my cousin on the floor.
Whose fault is it for something like that?
I mean, it's an accident, right? It's an accident. I don't think it's anybody's.
I would put that on the person who opened the door.
Yeah, right? You have to look. Yeah,
I think that's their responsibility not to create an obstruction. Like I don't know.
Was he in the bike lane?
I mean, technically,
in New York there'll be a bike lane, and then to the right there'll be like parking spots and stuff.
Oh no!
So if a car is parked there, the bike lane's right there. They open the door right into the bike lane. And then
they gotta look. They gotta look.
It's the same thing. Like when you parallel park anywhere, you don't open your door when cars are passing. Like you gotta look. Right? Yeah. That guy probably just fucked up. And I mean, like that's also why you're not supposed to go very fast, especially downhill too. Because if you're going slower, then you got more time to react, and maybe it'll be a little bump instead of like now you're getting paid out by Pepsi and shit. Like, So
Yo, my cousin was like, I missed an opportunity. He's like, but he said he was so dazed and confused from like smashing into this door. He didn't have the time to like take down the license plate. He's like, the guy asked me if I was all right, and then he dipped the fuck out of there. He got the fuck out of there.
That sounds rough. So he must have been going over like 30 miles per hour or something then.
If he was going down that hill, then most likely he was in 20 miles an hour and above.
Oh, so he was going over the speed limit.
Very easy. No, it's 25 in New York, Tony.
But you said he was going over 25.
They said 20.
Oh,
So like 20, like in the 20s, yeah.
if he's going downhill, he has to be going more than 20. Like there's regular people that can run like 12 miles an hour and shit.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, on a bike, man, you could catch 30 miles an hour very easily going down a hill if
And
you're
then
not working those brakes.
And then plus with his weight and gravity, that's going to propel him even faster. So I would say he was going over 25 miles per hour.
I would say it's a possibility, yeah, that when he collided into
and
the door.
Tutu is tall. So
Tutu is tall. He's like 6 something.
He was
yeah.
at least going 60 miles an hour.
Are y'all trying to give me another word problem, a math problem to do in the
You got-
description of one of these
You know
videos?
what, Tony, I don't know. He's like trying to bring in fucking physics into this.
He did have the flux capacitor connected to him, so that 80 miles an hour was the goal.
He was gunning to 88 and fucking blast into 1965.
That sounds rough. So 18-year-old Mateo one time jumped out of a moving vehicle. We were only doing about 30 miles per hour, 25 miles per hour in the parking lot. But I will tell you, like, jumping out of a car at that speed sucks. It's awful.
My God.
I can't imagine colliding with something at that speed. Why? Because
18.
I was a dummy, and because someone was like, "Bet you won't jump out of the car," and then I had to, obviously, right?
Yeah, my closest experience with like getting stopped like that, like hitting an object that is gonna stop you. One time I was playing football like in the street, and occasionally it happens, man, where you hit that breakaway, you're running, you're playing receiver, someone throws the ball, you see the ball soaring through the air, and you're running and you're looking up, and it's the championship game, and you got all the, obviously I'm playing street ball, and I jumped up to catch the ball, mailbox. Yo, I got folded, bro. Like, and I'm a big fucking dude, bro. I like it shit stopped me, and I just like collapsed to the ground. That mailbox was fucking destructed. Like it was destroyed. That shit looked like a limp dick. Like it was fucked up. And yo, I got a cut on my crotch and everything because of like where I landed onto the mailbox. Like it created like a little gash, like right in between my cock and my thigh. It was pretty bad, yo. I remember I collapsed to the ground, like because it took all my air out and everything, dude. It was pretty fucking bad.
So you didn't catch the ball?
Nah. The mailbox stopped me.
Damn,
That's pass
I was stupid. I jumped out
play?
of bounds to catch the ball. It was a bad pass.
There should have
But
been.
when you're looking up, it's hard to tell. Like
it's a PI. Sure.
Yeah, they probably should have thrown the flag down. That's pass interference for sure.
Yeah, what the fuck?
That
Poor
sucks,
white
dude.
guy whose fucking mailbox got destroyed, though. I left. I took no responsibility, okay? I was 14 years old. I said, fuck all that noise. I'm out of here. I got up off the ground. I was like, all right, let's go to the street over and keep playing.
Pucho means to say, allegedly, this story.
Yeah, allegedly.
This is a dream, okay? A championship game. But no, doesn't make any sense.
It's fucking wild.
That's pretty horrible. But yeah. So you were going somewhere with your bike lanes and your bikes and respect for bikers and disrespect for cagers.
Well, I'd like to see a world where there are more people who bike, so they understand like what bikers have to go through. 2, not to think that every biker is going to be reckless, and like we do realize like the we're going to die if we get hit by anything, really. Even if I'm wearing this helmet, so my body will be a mangled mess. You know what I mean? Knock on wood. I don't want to, nobody wants to get hurt out there. We're trying to, I always promote safety first. You got to be safe. You got to know what you're doing, but you also got to be confident in your own skills. And I think sometimes when you have like when you're skilled, you can do things that other people can't. You know what I mean? I know that sounds messed up, but I also don't think you can look at a bicycle and then say that is a motor vehicle. I think we're two different playing fields. It's like football and baseball. You know what I mean?
Correct me if I'm wrong, but you have an electric motor on your bike.
Not everybody who rides a bike has an electric motor. And even though electric bikes are pedal electric, is what I have. You want to state that correctly next time. I would appreciate it very much. Pedal electric bikes, you know, they you have to move your legs to get them going. You got to pretty much push what it does is gives you a generous boost when it'll rotate the not forcefully, but you know, there's an engine that goes inside. You turn the cogs and then the cogs start going and then it gives you a little push. You know what I mean? It's not like a throttle.
So the cycling world hates you too?
Oh, they hate us
because you're also an oil burner.
Yeah, I mean, I use electricity.
Because like you got to plug into a wall, and we burn oil and coal and things like that to produce electricity. So you are using electricity to ride your bike.
Yeah, but I'm not getting into
I didn't call you a cager. I specifically,
it's like a 1,000-pound smog maker. You know, these you got a lot of you got a lot of.
I didn't call you right. That's why I didn't call you a cager, because you're not surrounded by a cage. But I'm saying, like, you know, you're like halfway there, right? Like you're not quite a cager, but you're still an oil burner.
Think about it. Yeah, we could still be using a lot of electricity. That's right. But I feel like as a whole, when you take one car off the road, that's better breathing air for everyone else in the area. And then you start to create a world that's a little healthier for everyone. In my opinion, I hope that New York becomes a cycling destination of the world. I hope that this keeps getting popular over here because it's changed my life. It's really changed my entire outlook and stuff. I get mad when people litter now. I don't know why. I'm like, you fucking litter bug. Go pick your litter up.
Let me ask you a question,
there, Tony.
Let me ask you a question, though. So this conversation, right? You're saying that riding a bike is better for the environment, right? Like
instead
of driving a car, you take cars out of the road.
And even if you drive an electric car, you're doing more for people and air and everything, in my opinion.
So the less pollution we have, the better, right?
That's where I'm getting. Yeah, it's especially our breathing air. I was born with asthma and a lot of people in New York are born with asthma because of how terrible the breathing quality is here over here.
Is it safe to say that any effort that you can make to end, you know, pollution and stuff, that you are down for?
We all can make small efforts. I mean, I'm not going to say because I don't litter and I try to be, you know what I mean? I try to care about the environment. I'm not saying, but I feel like if you get that sentiment going, that it's also these roads, they just, you know, just this last 100 years, cars got invented, highways were created, and these roads started getting used more and more by cars. So by nature, you feel like these roads are yours. But in history, roads were used by everyone. And it didn't matter like what you had.
They made roads for transportations of goods. That was the original purpose of a road.
Also for people to get
for
people to get to places as well.
Jean pants.
So like I don't know in Florida, but you know, military road. The reason why that's military road is because that was a military personnel road.
Military trail.
Right. That was for the transportation of goods and medical, right? So you want to help the world and get rid of pollution and all this. Do you realize what it takes to make a bike?
Yeah, no, there's, like I said, you can never escape it. You're never going to escape the damage that we're doing to this earth. So we could try to minimize it, right?
So let's minimize it by stopping the process of vehicles and bikes.
Well, which one's hurting the world more? Is it bicycles or vehicles?
Both.
I think you could say that after a bicycle's created, the amount of damage it does to the world, very minimal after that. But the vehicle continues to do damage.
Both.
Sorry, why do you keep saying both?
because the
Well,
amount
sorry. The
of
question is which does more? So you're saying they're equal in terms
in
of
some ways
damage?
they're-
Producing a
it's-
car is the same as producing
yeah,
a
because
bicycle?
you gotta use a car to transport the bike to the facilities to get to the people who want to buy it. So either way, you need a cager to deliver these bikes to these environmental friendly people. So
You're absolutely right.
if you don't like I get it. Like bicycles are better longevity, but to be reality, bicycles is not a thing for a family. Like
You could
can't-
definitely get a nice cargo bike.
You
could
can't.
throw
No,
the
that shit
tots.
is.
You could throw the little tater tots in there and ride around town, bro.
Wait,
Cargo space.
I got a question for the people on the bottom here, since we're the ones that hold this together. Did Tony's point just switch mid statements?
Yeah, he went from an environmental concern to a familial thing where he's saying it's not a situation for a family.
It's not.
To that, I would say having a family is a choice. So it's like, I mean, if they're choosing to be bikers and have a family, they're gonna have to deal with whatever difficulties come from that. Two, I lived I wouldn't say I lived. I went to the Netherlands for a month. I lived there for a month working. Everybody cycles, even itty bitty kids, man. I'm talking 3-year-old kids on bikes, like just riding out. And there were families that had bikes. Like, you'll see, a married couple, and they'll have like they have something where you could put like a kid, like a baby in a bike. And a lot of the infrastructure in these cities are built around transportation via bicycle. I think there's a country in the world that has the highest levels of bike commuters.
Doughboy
And they
needs
have
to
a
go
lot
live
of
over there.
cool. They have a lot of cool infrastructure for
No,
bicycles.
I don't aspire to live in a country where I don't know the language and all that stuff. I would
They speak
visit and
English.
bike there. Yeah, okay, I guess cool. That would be cool. I can go visit, but I want my home to get better. I want New York to become a place where you can pretty much bike from one destination to the other. The concept of a city bike is already amazing, and if they can work off of that, right now you see this park right across the street. There's a city bike thing over there. I could walk outside of my house, get on into an electric bike, take that electric bike wherever the fuck I want to go, uptown or downtown, park that shit back at a city bike location, keep it moving. When I need to come back up, I do the same exact thing. Like, that's how convenient it's becoming. It's not like you have to buy your own bike and stuff like that. A lot of the bikers that I know use city bike, and that's not an issue either. That's what I'm talking about with this whole elitism and biking too. Like, sometimes they'll see people like me. I'm going to be completely honest with you. If I bought a regular bike, I do not think my knees, my body could take riding six days, sometimes 7 days a week. I'd probably be dead. I probably wouldn't enjoy it as much because I'd be dying. And that's not to say that I'm trying to skip out on a workout, but I'm getting my workout with what I have now, and I'm really proud of myself. How far I've come. I went from exercising 0 days a week to exercising 5 to 6, 7 days a week at a time. So like the effects that bicycling has had mentally and physically for me have been like very positive, and I feel like it's my duty to get every man, woman, and child on a bike. Like I need everybody to understand and experience this, and understand that this is a alternative to the transportation that they've known their entire life.
Tony, are you
He's the
just
fucking Johnny Appleseed of bicycles.
Tony, are you just vibrating with rage up there, or what's going on? I just
I
see you
just had this
shaking.
weird twitch on my leg. Like I just bounced my leg. Like one. I just. It's a twitch that I have because it's just crazy that I'm this whole time as Doughboy is talking. Like, I no disrespect to Dough, but he's just talking wah 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 wah, and I'm thinking to myself, take the fucking helmet and glasses off already. Like, why the fuck do you still have it on?
Listen,
What if he falls off his computer chair?
This is not Doughy. This is Tour de France Doughy.
What is going on right now?
He's about to fall off the chair. He's showing you that he's going through a dangerous situation, but if he fell off, he has the protection to prevent like death or head trauma. He doesn't want a hematoma.
Yo, Cat's
You
looking
see
at
people
him
have
like
hematomas?
look, you see how Cat looked at him just a minute ago?
Yeah, he didn't like it.
She didn't like
Plus,
it.
She's
These
not liking
block-
the podcast today. She's got nothing but disdain for us. I think we
Yeah.
might need to vote her out of the podcast.
Ooh, I'm down for that.
Oh, you got the police over there.
Oh, the cops didn't like this statement.
I do have one thing though. Well, I view the goal of having more people become cyclists to be like kind of a noble thing. I would even say, like, because I think cycling is cool, both for healthy purposes and then environmental purposes. Like, if people were able to cycle around the city more, you would require less vehicles and you would require less gas. And I mean, maybe I'm ignorant. I'm making an assumption here. It feels obvious that the environmental impacts would be improved. I mean, I don't know that to be sure. But are you concerned that like it feels like you're trying to deliver a positive message, but during that you're like insulting everyone who drives cars?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you
I think I try not to be that way, but yeah, it comes off a little bit as we all have our own like issues. So like yeah, I guess I may be giving the wrong message off, but I wanted to really get in character. I wanted to really be like biker mode. So yeah, maybe I shouldn't have said some of those things. But
no. I'm not saying just on the
shirt be different
podcast.
if you were actually cycling? Would you be wearing like a high visibility, like bright
yes,
shirt or something?
I would not be wearing a black shirt, and I was debating on taking off my sweatpants and just putting my cycling pants on for this. But I'm glad I didn't do that.
So,
But anyways, yeah, high vis dough, high vis.
You know all that high visibility crap is really the reason why I took safety. Like I didn't take the right precautions in a lot of the things. Like historically, I've never worn any type of protection, like riding bikes, or I used to like rollerblade and all types of shit. I just never like, because I think those helmets just look stupid. They look so fucking goofy
They're
that
goofy.
I felt
Yeah.
like I was too cool to look that dumb.
There's a lot-
I didn't want to look dumb. So like I would just not wear a helmet. And when we looked at growing up, it's very toxic. Like growing up, we'd see people wearing these helmets and we would look at them and think like, man, that motherfucker's corny as shit. Like he's got no style. Look at like, and it's fucked up like that. You know, someone's just trying to protect their head. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you don't wear the helmet because it looks cool 1,000 times that you wear it. You wear it for the one time that you're gonna need it. Like you know,
I
what
want
I mean?
cool looking helmets though. How about that?
There are slimmer looking helmets, but then you start looking like a dickhead. Like literally a dick
A
is on
penis?
sitting a penis head is sitting on top of your head. And it just kind of creates like, because it's like all aero. Once you start getting into like nicer shit, it's all about aero. It's all about cutting down those times, baby. Personal records, all right? I'm trying to make it from my job I'm trying to cut down on my times, baby. You know what I mean? I need this body to be aerodynamic.
You got to shave off your beard and all your body hair then.
Yeah, the pubes weigh me down.
yo,
Mhm.
Doughboy
douse yourself
is
in there.
the superhero of the cyclist, right? And I'm the villain.
Yeah,
This is
you're
the picture.
Omni-Man.
This is the picture
shit.
that's happening. Because
You're Omni-Man.
as he's talking again, I am picturing this. I am picturing me every time I see a bike super gluing big ass dildos on the seat. I just want to go every bike I see, just super glue a dildo on it. And be like, here you go, you dick. There
I
you
want
go.
I want to see the stop where Tony gets pulled over, but and the cops like just see him with this big, huge
100
duffel
bags
bag
of
just
dildos.
filled with sex toys. They're like, what is going on here? Why do you got a duffel bag just full of dildos and super glue?
I have a
I have a personal problem, sir.
I have two things to say. One, I don't know how I didn't even think about it till right now, but when Tony called Doughy a superhero, I immediately thought One Punch Man, Moomin Rider. You know, I remember fucking Moomin Rider? David is
Yeah.
fucking Moomin Rider.
Who's
He
that?
rides his bike into the scene. It's so fucking
Yeah.
stupid. It's
He
hilarious.
crashes his
Moomin
bike every
Rider.
time.
We gotta
I
edit
don't
that
know.
shit as he.
Yeah,
When he first came in.
when we do the short cast, I'll edit Moomin Rider into Doughboy coming into the
Because it's funny because I have the timestamp when he walks in, so I'll just give you that timestamp, and then as he walks in, you just put that in there and crop it in there. Because yo, it's just like I have no problem with cyclists. I want to get a bike, and I do want to ride because I like riding bikes. And when I have a son, I want to ride a bike with my son when he's here finally and be able to ride a bike. But the problem that I have is like it's like one ruins everything for everybody, right? It's
Usually.
like if you're cycling, cool, bro. I understand your bike lane's over and you have to ride on the road, but don't be directly in the middle. Like you know, cars coming up behind you, just kind of scoot on over. When you be a dick, it kind of ruins it now. Because now every time you see a cyclist model, this is another fucking dickhead in the way, and it's just like not all cyclists are like that, right? Some are actually respectable and they kind of stay on the edge and whatever. But it's just like you get the one or two of those dicks, and it's just like, you know what? Fuck these cyclists. They think they own the fucking road. You don't own the road. I hope a fucking storm comes and just soaks the shit out of you. And as I drive by, I hit a big ass puddle and smack you with that dirty water, and then move on because you're just being a dick. But I also think that all cyclists are not like that. But it's just every time I've run into one, they're dickheads.
Sometimes they've gotten into very sketchy situations when they let people pass by them, and they sometimes they don't get the space that they need, and so sometimes I understand why they ride in the middle and stuff like that. Sometimes they do, like, they have a negative experience, so they want to create that barrier for themselves.
Also, in New York, I do think maybe cycling will be a big thing, right? Cool.
Mhm.
How about you get rid of all the trains that are on top? Like, just follow me here. Just follow me. Not all the trains. Like, you know how there's above ground trains where they ride that bridge? Get rid of that and put like a bike lane on that and just make like a bike lane maze.
You want people to ride a vehicle where they have to balance on two wheels 100 feet in the air.
No, put like walls up so they don't fall, but just like make like little exit ramps for them, like a 95, but just for bikes.
And then picture people falling off from 100 feet on their bikes every day.
No, you're gonna put a wall. They'll be secure. They'll be overlapped. They have like a little covering and shit. They can't fall off. Make it safe. And just
now you're saying we need to build a wall to keep us safe, huh? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, whatever you want to say. I'm just saying, like, to solve the first world problems for cyclists, just build them their own little bridge across throughout the city. Use their tax money, charge them double to build this. And
unfortunately,
you know what I mean? We'll be good to go.
Charge them double.
I know this isn't going to make you happy when I say this, but what they're doing is they're taking lanes away from cars and turning them into bike lanes. So although we are taking lanes away from car drivers, it is system, like, if you look at the stats, it actually creates better flow of traffic. The reason why in Amsterdam and the Netherlands and all these places, if you go there, you'll notice a lot of people don't even wear helmets. Like, nobody wears helmets over there. And it's because when you're moving at 15 miles an hour, 10 miles an hour, the damage that you can do to yourself and other people, very few people die in those situations.
I would disagree with you.
Like,
one head fall from 2 feet in the air is damaging.
If there's no, like, let's say there's no car traffic, there's like a dedicated roadway for bicyclists. Like, when you actually make a dedicated roadway that no car can enter and that is safe and you can go anywhere in the city on these roadways, then there's really no need for this. Is really for if I get hit by a car and if I make a mistake and I fall down.
That's not for you get hit by a car. Ain't no car protecting your head. If a car hits you in the head with a helmet, it's not protecting you. That's from
How is
falls.
a car going to hit him in the head?
No, he's saying that helmet protects him from cars.
If a car knocks
me over, or if I fly over the hood.
How often have you fallen off your bike, Tony? Just you riding your bike. How often has that happened?
Not doing dumb shit, like not trying to do tricks.
Yeah,
probably.
Yeah, exactly. Riding your bike.
Bare to minimum. But you still need a helmet, though. Like, even if it's just
helmet my whole life.
I know, but I'm saying even if you just wear a helmet, like you just have your own lane and it's just only cyclists, like, who's to say the other cyclist doesn't fucking like throw you off? You look and then you come back and hit like a rock in the middle of the road. Yeah, it's fucking rare, right? But I'm saying the moment you fly off, now your head is capable of getting damaged and getting a concussion. Like, that's why helmets are there. Like,
so think about this. In history as well, like, the poorest people ride bikes, and even in the cities, inner cities, Bikes are for like people who, this is only like a real recent thing where like biking has become a wave and anybody wants to take a bike to their destination. But I like history. It's mostly written by people either of color or people who don't have money. And a lot of
Well,
these,
I mean, the first bikes were ridden by white dudes with handlebar mustaches. They curled out. They called them penny
yeah.
farthings. That
They
those
had
ones with the one big wheel and the little tiny wheel.
That
Yeah,
shit.
but it's also just a small tangent, but like I said, when I say the things that apply to cars don't apply to like you have to wear a seatbelt. Like the helmet laws kind of like create an issue. Like when you start to make helmet laws and stuff like that, although there are laws like you can't wear headphones on your bike, it's a huge obvious law that like I think everybody should like understand. But like once you start creating
What issues do helmet laws create?
poor people can't afford helmets and usually don't have helmets and usually ride without helmets. Like you as a child, you kind of thought it was, you know what I mean? So like creating a barrier for these people and like starting to find them and stuff like that, you'll see that most white people ride with helmets, but you'll see a lot of people, you know what I mean, that don't ride with helmets. I feel like it's a personal choice. um I choose to ride with a helmet. I choose to be as safe as possible. But people already feel safe how and they are, and they're taking that risk. And I think a lot of people who are like experienced riders and don't ride with a helmet, they understand like what the chance they're taking. But I've seen
Well, you're saying
experience.
it's not just experienced riders. You're saying even just anybody who's poor is not going to use a helmet. So
Yeah, like
novice riders that are poor. I don't know.
if
I totally agree with the idea that like by creating certain rules that now require extra money to adhere to, you're going to price some people out or put people in a situation where they're going to break that rule because they can't afford it. And then they're going to get a ticket and then be in a worse situation. There's certain things though that it's like you have to take certain trade-offs, right? Like for example, I know this is like out of left field, but like let's say you're like, yo, let's do background checks on all guns, and the person purchasing the gun now has to cover that extra cost of doing a background check. Well, now you're saying all these people that used to be able to afford a gun, now that extra little bit that's going to affect all the poorest people. It's still like I would take that trade-off. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so I don't know. I don't disagree that it might affect, it will affect poor people more than it would affect rich people.
yeah.
I don't know. I think I'd prefer a situation where, a bunch of people aren't falling off their bikes and fucking their heads up or whatever.
No, for
I would
sure.
honestly say that needs to be a law in New York City. Like if you're riding a bike, you need to wear a helmet.
I think in Austin we have a helmet law.
There are helmet laws there in certain states and stuff like that. But I would like to get to a place where the Europeans are, and I would like to get to a place where biking is so safe that you don't need to wear a helmet. Because it'd be cool to not have helmet hair and like style my hair, or maybe wear a hat and like, you know what I mean, while I ride my bike and not be so worried about getting hit by a car or like.
You gotta also say too, does Europe have as much cars as New York City does?
Some places do.
Hell no. It's not
So
the
that's,
cycling
maybe
city.
that's why.
the
It's so
city's
safe because
very
they don't have
dense.
they don't have a lot of vehicles there like that.
You're
Well,
right.
I mean, I think you would also find that like London has a very booming like cycling community, and London is an extremely like dense city with terrible traffic. Apparently, if Top Gear is anything to go on as far as
Honestly,
just how bad the traffic is there.
I feel like they have wider lanes though over there. Like every time I see pictures, I'd be like, is that a 3-lane highway or a 4-lane? No, they just have bigger fucking lanes.
Well, they tend to have a dedicated bus lane. Like there tends to be a lane that's just for buses. There tends to be like a dedicated like biking lane. Like that. Their roads are set up differently than ours for sure.
I don't know. I don't think the lanes are wider. I think their roads are wider. If that's what you mean, I think they have more lanes in their streets.
I think their cars definitely tend to be smaller too. I mean, like no one's driving a stupid ass like
Silverado,
huge Silverado or anything over
Hummer,
in London.
H2 Hummer.
I did want to say, Tony. I had two things to say. I said the first thing, and Tony ran away with it. We lost a funny story. I don't even remember what I was going to say. But in Tony's dumbass comment about putting bike lanes in the 100 feet in the sky, it reminded me of a funny situation. In Lake Worth, we used to have an overpass that it was it was like a spinning thing. It was like a spiral that you went up and it crossed over I-95.
Yeah.
And then it spiraled back down. It was basically just like a walkway to get across the highway.
Yep.
If you were like, because yeah,
we've got one of those in Austin. It's like does a corkscrew, crosses corkscrew down.
There you go. There's the language. I was struggling to find the word spiral or corkscrew. Right. I historically, for whatever reason, like Doughy said, man, poor people, you be having situations. I rode bikes without brakes. Like I don't know what it was. Like people would throw away bicycles. And I would just snag all these bikes. A lot of these thrown away bikes, they got thrown away because they didn't have brakes. So I used to ride a nice, I don't even remember the brand, but it was a really good like mountain bike brand, but it just didn't have any brakes.
Probably
So
Huffy or Mongoose. Dino bikes or anything like that.
Mongooses were like more like a sporty bike.
BMX bikes.
Right.
Yeah, BMX,
no.
yeah.
This was like a rally or something like that. Like it was like, it had like 16 gears and shit like that.
Nice.
But I didn't have any fucking brakes. So I'd be flying super fast. I was that kid who used to like hit the skirt because I had to learn how to stop without brakes. Anyways, one day I'm going to Ray's crib because when Ray used to live in Lantana, it used to be right across that overpass. And I went up the spiral on my bike. I went across. And when I was going down the other way, I was just picking up speed and I couldn't slow down. And I was like, just hitting the spiral. And like the wheels are on. And I'm like, oh my God. And like I couldn't keep the turn. Like it was like as I was speeding up, I kept drifting out. And then I ended up crashing into the gate hard. I was going fast. And I was fucking rolling down. I got fucked up.
Oh my God.
Holy shit.
Yeah, Tony, but your 100 feet in the sky bike situation is going to inevitably produce a lot of poor people who can't afford bikes with brakes. To collapse into a heap.
And how are they going to be able to afford the parachutes they need as a safety measure in addition to the helmet?
Honestly,
so
now that we're going down that little rabbit hole, honestly, I think that there should be checkpoints on bicycle lanes to make sure that the bicycles are up to par with codes. Make sure the brakes are working properly. Make sure there's enough tread on the tires. And make sure that they're wearing their helmets. There should be checkpoints for bicyclists. If
Tony's
we're
a
do
fucking
this.
Gestapo. Like, what is this?
What kind of world do you want to live in? Like, what is this?
I want everybody to be safe.
Do you want to live in America, the freest country in the world?
No, think about this though. Like every day, people drive the cagers. They drive with bald tires. Bald tires lead to blowout that causes accidents. People that are driving with U-Haul trailers where fridges are not strapped down that could fall off potentially and kill somebody and cause an accident. Though there need to be checkpoints. Like they'd have checkpoints for all the semi-truck drivers, load inspections and all that.
Well,
there should be checkpoints for people.
You want checkpoints for just everybody who's transporting?
Mostly bikes.
So as people, only bicycles. Okay, that's what I figured. Because I kind of agree with a sentiment here, which is I think everybody who's on the road doing transportations, I like the idea that there's some checks to make sure that these vehicles are good.
Like the inspection sticker you have to get it for your vehicle or whatever, something like that.
Right. You know a guy, you could pay him and they'll give you your sticker even though it's all fucked up. But like if there were like a good system to do this, I think it'd be cool. I mean, Tony's idea that checkpoints, that sounds insane. But I mean, like, like a yearly thing. Hey, go take your bike to some place, like a bike shop.
It works against the poorest people.
I understand that, but it also like helps in a lot of other ways. So like you have to take trade-offs, right? Like, and it's unfortunate. Maybe poor people, unfortunately, can't afford to ride bicycles.
There would have to be some sort of program to get your bike up to code if it wasn't, like, to help you know what I mean? Like, because I feel like that would be like really evil thing to do in my opinion.
Tony's talking about these these like bike checkpoints, and all I can picture is like the game Papers, Please in my head when he's talking about this.
What's wrong with bike checks?
Well,
Bike checks. What I just said while you were away. It causes issues for the poorest people, the people who are using bikes because they don't have any other means to
I'm
get
sorry.
where they're
So do you
going.
think all decisions should be made in that it has to always have the most positive impacts on poor people?
I think they should always be in. Yes, I think you should.
And I
Yeah,
don't think you
always
could do
think.
anything. Like say you need a driver's license, right? Like now a poor person needs to figure out how to get to the DMV. They don't have a car, they can't drive, right? They're trying to get their license. So like just by requiring a driver's license, you're going to impact some poor people, right?
Yeah, I mean, yes.
But then it's like now you're gonna have a bunch of dicks on the road who can't fucking drive if you don't have driver's license. So
Yeah.
I feel like there are things where you have to accept the fact that it will hurt some people because the alternatives are just worse.
Yeah,
I think, and I mean, you could always start a program or something where it's like if you can prove that your income is low, then you can the city has funds set aside to help cover your inspection cost. And
New York City is really good at doing that, so that's why I say in big city situations it's probably less of a problem. But I feel like in places that aren't like don't have as many social programs like New York does, I think you're gonna run into a lot of issues.
Well, I don't think the social programs are typically created in tandem with these like their solutions to the new problem that arises. So I'm cool with having programs that are going to help poor people. Like, you know, I grew up poor, programs helped me, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I'm just saying, like, it's just weird to be like, nope, we can't do anything. Literally every single thing that you could ever decide societally will impact poor people. Everything.
Facts.
Like unless you're just giving out charities and shit like that, it's like any little thing, any new requirement, a regulation, it's gonna impact poor people the most. Like because it costs money, right? So unless you like y'all saying, unless you guys have programs to offset those costs, then like by your argument, you can't do anything. I don't know.
You're right. There's a lot of issues, but I think if those small things are written out, like okay, helmet law, but we're distributing free helmets in the city, and you can get one at any of these locations, stuff like that. Like if you want people to get on board with things, you can't like make a wall for them to climb over. I feel like for certain people, I don't know. I think
No, you should make a wall so they don't fall off the 100-foot walkway that Tony wants them to ride their bicycles on.
I don't know. I mean, I was trying to be funny in a dickish way about the whole bike check stops, but at the same time, it's a real thing though. Like, it needs to, like, because people drive cars knowingly that they're fucked up because they have to get somewhere or get to work or whatever. And yeah, most of the time the poorer people can't afford to fix it or whatever, so it gets by. But still, it causes a major threat for other people who are driving or who are biking. Like imagine, Doughboy, you don't change your tire thread and it blows out and you fall and you cause a major.
There's a solution for that. There's a solution for getting shitty cars off the road. Make alternate like transportation routes. Make alternate make micro mobility a thing, so that you don't have all these shitty cars. You have some bikes and some scooter bros, some one wheelies, some unicycles. They all got all these people sharing the roads now. Now you don't have as many shitty, crappy cars.
Yeah,
that fucking
So you require helmets and then you just give people train passes.
So I got one more question for you, just because we're slowly building out our hierarchy of vehicles in New York.
Mm-hmm.
First off, remember those shoes that had like little wheels?
The
Heelys? The Heelys. Yeah. Does a Heely bro have to use a bike lane, and where does he rank in the vehicle?
I think Heelys should be viewed as different as bikes because they have their own properties, and you can definitely finagle around pedestrians and Heelys very easily. So I think they belong on the sidewalks. Looking cool, heeling around, doing their Heely stuff.
What about rollerbladers?
Rollerblades belong. I mean, you can't rollerblade on a pedestrian walkway. Sometimes there's a mix, but usually where the bike lane is where you rollerblade.
Well, today was a great list of conversations. I think it was very positive. Everybody had a good view on shit here. And Doughboy came in, Psycho Pro, Psycho Mansis.
Moomin Rider.
Moomin right. Look at him. Look like
I just
a fucking
picture-
Power Ranger over there.
I just pictured Doughy as Moomin Rider and Tony over here as a Morden Joe from Furiosa. From
Tony,
from
you need to
Fury
calm
Road.
down.
He had a mask
Calm
like
down.
Tony, and he has a husk. That guy definitely
I
has
don't
a
know
husk.
about that. I don't know who that guy is. I'm gonna take that shit offensive.
He
You're
wears
gonna-
a mask like Bane.
You're gonna see it on the thumbnails. What's gonna happen?
All right. But a shout out to maybe some future sponsors. Your boy got the Keefs today. Just came in.
Oh,
Bring it in closer.
Keeves.
Bring it in closer. Wow.
Oh,
working
Keeves.
hands and healthy feet.
Oh, Keeves.
Working hands for a working man.
Working hands
Just shout
for
out
a
They
to
need
the-
to give me a sponsor.
working
That's not
man.
even their
Oh,
slogan. I
Keeves.
made this up. Working hands for a working man. It just
Yo.
sounds good.
Just
Fuck
shout out
with
to
us,
the cream. I'm
O'Keefe.
gonna try it out. I'm then eventually at some point I'll give you my my review on the product. Oh, that's a value size. I got like a regular.
Yeah, I got that fat boy.
Damn. But thank you for all the listeners and viewers out there today coming in and watching and taking the time out. And we appreciate all the likes, all the subscribes. You know, we try to push a lot and do a lot, just us four, when it comes to editing and promoting. And it's a lot of work. A lot of people don't know how much work it does and how much strain it has. But, you know, we're all friends here. And sometimes, you know, just like friends in life, you fight with each other.
Friends most days.
Most days, right? But on a better note, we still come back and try to give you guys the best potting that we can do. So once again, thank you to all the listeners and the viewers. I am your host, El Caballo, here of my nearest and dearest, Do, Mateo, and Pucho. And thank you again for coming back and watching the One Up podcast. You guys have a good rest of the week and weekend. Peace.
Yo.
See ya.